big smiles on their faces because they know that they've come over and had a really strong start to a competition. Okay, they lose to Spain, but that was almost to be expected with Spain being number 2 in the FIBA Women's World Ranking.
Yeah, and you know, they gave Spain a run for their money. It was a very close game in that first half. You know, Spain's kind of firepower, experience, I think, is what led them in the second half. But they gave Spain a wake-up call, in my opinion. So, you know, yeah, it was great to see Ukraine out, and, you know, I think they were maybe celebrating someone's birthday. But you also saw the team cohesion, the camaraderie, and these girls enjoy being around each other, not just on the court, but also off the court. And you can see that, and you know, that's what you love about women's basketball.
Indeed, it was Anna Oholvik's 31st or 30th birthday. So this would be a good birthday present for her. Would be a win today, which would get them in second place. And we're going to have the playing of the national anthems for both teams, Ukraine and Hungary, starting with Ukraine. Now we'll have the national anthem of Hungary. Okay, we're about ready to start things off, and the players and coaches will shake hands before the games, and we'll also get a look at the referees for today's game. We'll come into the screen here shortly, standing over there at the commissioner's table. There they are. You can run, but you can't hide. Johan Rosso from France, Kazlaskis from Latvia, and Sarucha from Greece. So as we take a look at the rosters of both of these teams, we'll start with Ukraine and Volodymyr Kolopov's team, and plenty of talking points there. You know, Deandra Moss has perhaps struggled a little bit at point guard. She will remain in the starting lineup along with Udodenko, Yakupova, Malashenko, and Dorogo Buzova. So for my money, I mean, you could almost say Udodenko has been become one of the top 5 players in the tournament. She's certainly been one of the top 5 players in this group.
Yeah, she does everything for them. She really is. You know, she's scoring, and I think it's her rebounding that's standing out right now. She is cleaning up on the boards on the offensive end and defensive end.
And for Stefan Svitek's Hungarian team, you'll notice he's Slovakian. Fekvernecki has been terrific. You got to talk about Nora Nagy Bujdoso, who at number 15 was quite remarkable the other night. Probably had the game of her life against the Czechs. Krivocevic, Vandersloot, Fekvernecki, Simon, and Nagy Bujdoso will be in the starting 5.
Yeah, talking about Nagy, she had 5 threes yesterday, and at 2 days ago, and they were clutch threes. They weren't just, you know, at unimportant times of the game. She was really making big play after big play for Hungary, and she helped lead them.
Yeah, it looked almost as if the Czechs were going to overcome the adversity and win it, and Nagy Bujdoso and really Fekvernecki as well as Vandersloot wouldn't allow it to happen. So Fekvernecki, we wanted to highlight her coming into today's game, as well as Yakupova, who has statistically certainly provided a lot for her team. Maybe you felt like she let them down a little bit the other day when she fouled out early. Coach Kolopov, I think their biggest struggle, however, has been at the point guard spot, and they've got to, if they want to take that next step, you know, they need to get not necessarily better production points-wise and assist-wise from Moss, but they need to get steady play from her. Stefan Svitek, the head coach of Hungary, and I think he's been pretty impressive how he's coached this team. I mean, they even played very well against Spain on opening night.
Yeah, they kind of gave Spain a run for their money. You know, I think they only lost by about 11 or 12 points, but it was closer than that. You never felt like Spain could pull away and were in control and you know, we're going to win it no matter what. You were kind of on the edge of your seats.
It was interesting in the press conference. Svitek didn't want to talk about Bujdoso as well as Fekvernecki or Vandersloot in terms of what they did offensively. He said the question was about having that 3 great players leading the team and hitting those big shots, and he goes, what won us this game was our defense. So bear that in mind when you watch them play today against Ukraine. Well, welcome back, folks, to the Czech Republic. Here we are, and we are underway here in Group A, Hungary against Ukraine. The battle for second place. We know that Spain are going to finish top. They've won both of their games. Well, we anticipate them unless something cataclysmic were to happen and they were to fall to 2-1. But no, they would win the head-to-head against both of these teams. So Spain will finish first. So Ukraine missed early. And foul trouble has been one issue with Moss. So watch that. Now Vandersloot very easily. And how crucial is she for Hungary? I mean, maybe we haven't talked enough about her.
Yeah, she is. You know, she's not putting up the kind of stats that we saw at Eurocup, but she is just doing everything for them. She's distributing the ball. She just plays so unselfish. She reads the game. She doesn't force anything.
Fekvernecki got a hand in the face on the jump shot, and Ukraine, despite getting the offensive rebound, will come up empty. 3-point attempt. That was Simon. She's a bundle of energy. Oh, they find Udodenko inside. And maybe that's where the biggest struggle will be for Hungary today, is down low in that low post. Another 3-pointer. And Krivocevic is shooting that one early in the shot clock. How about Yakupova? Maybe she'll get her team going. No, Fekvernecki just takes it away. And up ahead to Vandersloot. And lays it up and in. Boy, Fekvernecki. They're both, I mean, and Svitek is right. He talked about his team's defense.
And you know, you play good defense and it leads to easy baskets on the other end.
Alashenko! And just like that, Ukraine take the lead. She hasn't been happy with her play so far. She's had like a shoulder issue, but she looked pretty good on that one.
Yeah, I don't think anything is bothering that shot.
Fegrenecki now for three. Oh, it goes in, it comes out. Rudenko with the board. Oh, wide open drive to the basket. And it's, once again, it's going to be Dorogo Buzova.
I think a little bit of a miscommunication there. Ukraine sort of went to trap early and no one rotated over.
Shimon denied inside. Dorogobazo again, and she is bumped by Nege Budoso. There she is. Agapova again looking a little careless in the lane. Doesn't turn over that time.
And who was there for the offensive rebound? And the putback. How many times have we seen that already in this tournament?
Just tenacious.
She really is. You know, you talk about rebounding. It's not about the person who can jump the highest. It's really the person who reads the ball, gets himself in a position, and is the most aggressive.
Well, that's a nice answer finally for Hungary. They needed something because Ukraine were starting to get the wind in their sails. Krivicevich, crucial player for Hungary. They need her on the floor.
They do. We've seen her get into a little bit of foul trouble early.
Rudenko for three. And great. Well, they're going to call a foul on Fegrenecki for boxing out, or is it going to be on, I think it will be, trying to keep Dorogobazo off the glass. Watch this. Oh, you couldn't see it.
I really think a large part of Ukraine's game plan is crash the boards. We want, you know, 2, 3, 4 people going to the offensive boards, and it's paying off for them.
Alashenko on the baseline again, had a hand in the face. Okay, there's no substitute for crashing the boards. In fact, it was interesting that Spain really did dominate the glass against them the other day because they had been so dominant themselves against the Czech Republic.
Yeah, I think they had those 18 offensive rebounds in their first game against the Czech Republic. So obviously Spain saw that and said, hey, we're not allowing anything easy on the offensive rebounds.
Oh, nice turn from Rudenko.
Oh, wow.
Boy, she has got some star quality.
She really does. She's so skilled.
Maybe that gives her a little bit of additional incentive to come out and play in front of what would be a home away from home crowd. Hatar's come into the game for Krivicevich. This will be a challenge for her. It's interesting that she also has gotten a lot of minutes. Oh, nice play by, oh, she just missed the layup, Vandersloot. Now Moss comes up past midcourt, goes in, tries to attack. Weak finish. And Alashenko again.
She feels fine right now. Nothing's bothering her shoulder.
That was an odd play by Moss, though, wasn't it? Couldn't she just pulled up and shot a little jumper?
Yeah, you know, and we've seen that.
Nice play by Hatar. That's where she's been effective.
That's where she has been effective. You know, in the other game, they were so worried about Hatar rolling strong to the basket that it opened up threes on the perimeter.
Well, so Agapova hasn't gotten it going yet, but now finally.
That's her first shot attempt, though, and what happens? She makes it.
It's not that Hungary are playing bad, but gosh, they're trailing by 8 points. So Swiatek has to call a timeout.
You know, we've seen Yagapova, and I think she's second in the tournament in points per game. But what you've noticed is she fades off in the second half of the game. And I really think if Ukraine want to win, they have to keep going to her in the second half and encourage her to keep taking her shot. Because, you know, it's true, she's ending up with about 21, 22.6 points a game, but she's having 17, 16 first half games, and then she fades away. And I think that's something that, you know, the Ukraine need to think about if they want to end up going far in this tournament.
I think with Yagapova, she's clearly able to create something. But we did see her kind of stumble a couple of times when she dribbled into the lane there. Which
we did.
Which was unusual. But we also know that Rudenko appears to have the ability as well to put the ball on the deck and go to the basket. But that's Hatar. And how much can Hatar grow in this tournament, I wonder?
Well, you know, I've already been impressed with her. She's not a big minutes person on her Euro Cup team, so you didn't really know what you were going to get from her. And we just keep talking. She is very tall. I mean, she is head and shoulders above everyone she plays against. But for someone as tall as she is so mobile. You know, she knows how to set a pick. She has great footwork. So she can set a pick, roll, and she has good hands, and that's what we're seeing from her.
Now she can post up on Yagapova, but maybe it was also dribbled it off her leg. I think interesting, but she hustled back on D. Nevertheless, Dorogobosa follows it up. Begrenecki right at the line. I think because Hungary can score, they're never going to be out of it. But right now, it's a good moment for Ukraine, that's for sure.
It is. The momentum, the aggressiveness. I think they've come out a little.
Yagapova was fouled, I think, before the shot.
I feel like Ukraine is a little bit more aggressive. It seems like they want it more right now. You know, they're going to the boards, and we've seen them do that every game. But I don't know if Hungary's a little, you know, first game, 12:30 game. Maybe they're a little tired. I don't know. This isn't the Hungary team that we've seen in the last 2 games, though.
Yeah, sometimes the break. Don't forget, we said Ukraine were all relaxed the other night. Well, maybe they had too many practices on their offset. Pass into the corner, and she rattles it in. So Chunyi checked in and knocked it in.
A little confusion on offense by Ukraine. They say, why not? Let's just go to Yagapova. You create something, and sure enough. Doesn't everything she does seem so easy? It's effortless.
It seems to be, well, look at Begrenecki.
Oh, wow. What a strong take.
She has just been so good, Begrenecki.
She really has. She was the one who got them going early in the last game. You know, I think she had the 5 trips to the free throw line in the first half.
Yeah, they had a slow start in that opening game. But she has been scoring ever since.
Geri Visa ne dobija könju gol. Ulazite u naskoj один командный фол. Она везет прорыв сразу в нее, фол, сбоку. Не можем пустить проход, не справляйтесь, фол, сбоку. Нельзя допустить, чтобы они нам забивали из-под лица. Каждое очко имеет значение. Фолы нам того нести не надо. Фол, сбоку, фол, сбоку. Мы не в бонусе.
3 minutes to go, basically, in the quarter.
That's very what we said.
Yeah, you know, maybe he didn't like what he saw. When Ukraine haven't got an offensive rebound.
Look at the shooting numbers, 3 3-pointers for Ukraine.
Go down or 2 down.
You might have thought it would be the other way around, although I guess both of these teams have knocked in some shots from long range, haven't they?
Yeah. I just think, you know, the Ukraine does a great job when they crash the board, when they run an offense, but they haven't done a great job. If they miss, they're letting the rebound, they're letting transition happen for Hungary. So maybe he just kind of wanted to call out timeout, say, hey, listen, guys, they're scoring on us when you guys aren't getting back on defense. So easy enough. We want offensive rebounds, but you also got to get back.
So the winner of this game, well, these two teams will cross over with the second and third place teams from Group B. Yakupova again to Rudenko. Shot it way back to it, but slipped out of the hands. Italy and the Slovak Republic. And I would guess Italy would win their game against the Slovaks, although you never know. Maybe there's more incentive to want to come out and play the Slovak Republic if you're one of these teams here. But Slovaks have also had some good moments in this tournament. As Jesse has come into the game, number 11, 3x3 European champion. And Fekernecki was out of bounds when she received the pass. Speaking of the 3x3, there's a nice 3x3 tournament going on in your neck of the woods in Nantes, France.
There are. I've heard it's been great weather, some exciting plays.
And this is huge. 3x3 is going to be an Olympic sport in 2020.
I really think we're going to see it grow in the next 4 years.
Well, the ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to go back over to Hungary. The careless pass. In fact, we've got players on both teams that played for their country's 3x3 teams at last year's 3x3 European Championship. Masachenko. Oh, look at Fekernecki. Goes right down the lane and puts it up off the glass.
She has been unstoppable when she's been aggressive going to the basket because she has such a great jump shot that they have to worry about that, but she's also smart and fast, so she can get to the basket if they take that away.
Malachenko from the corner. Rudenko crashes the boards, and Hatar. That's a tough call on her.
Yeah, that is.
We've been saying they need to start getting to the boards themselves. Watch her. This is Fekernecki. That's potentially a tough. Well, it is a tough break because Rudenko gets to go to the free throw line. But also Hatar has a couple of fouls.
But this is what I'm talking about. Rudenko, she just goes to the board so hard every single time.
She had, what, 16 rebounds?
60, she did. 16 rebounds, 10 points, but 16 rebounds. And she's not incredibly tall.
And look, she's guarding a much taller Hatar right now.
That's a tough call. You're taught to bump the big and help your post player get back, and
so the foul is on Spitkovska. See number 10, Masachenko. Here's Spitkovska. She's gotten coming into the game early today, which we haven't seen. Maybe Velotserkivska has been relegated. Maybe she's not well. Fekernecki puts it on the deck, pulls up, and hits the shot. And
that's her game. I think she already has a few of those kind of highlights in this tournament.
You know, that's what I mean. I mean, these girls just put the ball in the basket. And they've got three solid options, and they just look so confident right now shooting basketball. I mean, I've never seen Fekernecki play as well as she has the last couple of times.
Me neither. She is turning back the time, that's for sure.
She's rolling back the years. Spitkovska. Now Yakupova has it. Rudenko. Spin move. Great. I was about to say great defense from Hatar, but Rudenko found a way to get the ball up off the glass and in.
She is just playing with so much confidence. I mean, every game, we're just gushing over her. When are we going to say, you know what, she's also a star? We expect this from her now.
Bailey misses from the line. And Yagapova this time strikes from inside the arc. Pass to Fegzernecki, turns, shoots, and shows she's human. I would have bet on her making that. And inside, and Spitkovska misses. Well, that might get her out of the game. She misses any more of those. And just at the end, Maksani able to beat the shot clock, but misses everything. So, a lot of food for thought. Ukraine lead it after one quarter, 26-18. And from a three-point shooting standpoint, that could change very easily for Hungary, although some of that might have to do with the defense. Well, Udovenko just continues to get the job done, and you know, I think you've got Spain, which are top tier, and probably France. They're going to be awfully difficult to beat, but I'm not so sure she can't have her way with pretty much a lot of players in this tournament. She doesn't back down from anybody.
No, she really doesn't. She is not intimidated at all. But it's her hustle. You know, she's skilled. We've seen her make moves against players that we didn't really expect. But she just goes after everything so hard. You see her on defense. She's rotating. She's always in the right position. How many times have we seen her crash the boards? She only has one offensive rebound, but she got fouled twice. And, you know, those are extra possessions for the Ukraine.
Yeah, she just really goes hard to the glass every time. It's no wonder that she had a sore neck after the opening game. I mean, it was so sore and stiff she couldn't move it. And we were wondering if she was even going to play against Spain. She's taking a breather, however. Well deserved. So it's Orhovic's in the game with Masnichenko, Malyshenko, Yagapova, and Spitkovska. As they drive in, she had some good moments tonight against the Czechs.
She did, and that was a great job of realizing, you know, not forcing the three, which she might have had. She just decided to go hard to the basket. And 2 points is just as good.
Good hands at Jesse, and Spitkovska has got to do a better job as point guard out there. Is she guilty of telegraphing the pass?
Yeah, and I think she kind of got herself stuck against the sideline there, and that's what coaches say. Never get stuck on the sidelines or just over half. It's like an extra defender.
And Jesse unable to corral it.
But again, we see Ukraine hitting the boards.
Now Moss is going to come back in. Tells Spitkovska, good job.
You'd really like to see Moss get going. And like you said, not necessarily from a scoring standpoint, but more taking control of the game, being the point guard, being the leader out there. You know, she's struggled with turnovers recently, and those are something that she can control.
And now a nice drive, Krivicevich. And coming out of the timeout, or out of the end of the quarter, after Svitek had some time to talk to his troops, Hungary had gone on a 4-0 run. And hands from Raksani on Yagapova. That's a foul I think that they'll be willing to give away.
Yeah, it's
this replay here. Bounce pass.
a beautiful finish. Almost a man one.
Inside to Malyshenko on the baseline. just eager to get involved in scoring. Puts it up, and she knocks it in. That's a sign of a good player. The player who's had some struggles. She's not going to just run away and hide. She's going to keep getting after it.
She is. You know, she's old enough and experienced enough as well that she can fight her way out of this.
And that time they read the bounce pass. Medjiesi gets it back. And Shimon puts it up. Yes, Shimon back in the game. She's off target, but now it's Hungary with an offensive rebound. Zeli tries to pick it from three. So unexpectedly, we would have thought maybe it was going to be one of the others. Vandersloot, Bujoso, or Fegrenecki, but it was Zeli. And now Mazdachenko.
I think that was a little bit rushed in their offense. Ukraine needs to get something going here.
And Zeli again, and all of a sudden Zeli becomes the next factor. And that is going to bring a timeout from the Ukraine bench. They were up by 8, and now it's a single point. And Rudenko is out of the game.
And look what happens, right? And it's been defensive breakdowns for them, and they're a team that, if they want to win, they need to play defense, and that's what they've done in the previous 2 games where they gave Spandimar for their money. But it starts on defense, and they've had defensive mental breakdowns.
So Rudenko, Yakupova leading the scoring. Malashenko, Dragobazov also have some points. So Malashenko started well. You might have some more to say about this. And 4-5 from the floor this quarter. You know, this Hungary team was, like you said, being out hustled. You know, it wasn't a great start for them, but here they are. They're just down by 1 point. And I just think they have quite a few options. Putting the ball in the basket. It could be that maybe there's more of a drop-off. One of the keys in this game, there's more of a drop-off when you take off certain players in the Ukraine team than when you take off Hungarians, because you know, Zeli comes off the bench and she just hit 2 straight important baskets.
Yeah, and I can't imagine we'll see her on the bench for much longer. I'm surprised coach didn't put her in right now, but I guess he called his timeout, and I'm gonna guess that they know what they're supposed to do here on offense, but it's starting with defense.
And the penetration, and they get another foul. Yakupova, Malashenko, Dragobazova, and Medjiesi. She struggles to hold on to the ball sometimes when she gets those rebounds.
Yeah, she does. You know, great 3-on-3 player. You know, maybe that's more of her skill set.
And a 3-point attempt is good from Dragobazova, and that turnover was a killer.
It was.
As you can see, Svitek walking down in front of his own bench. The simple inability to hold on to the ball. And now Dragobazova called for a foul on Fribercevic, who I have to say is quite clever in there. I'm not sure if she was dragged down, but she went down. Watch this. Oh, she went down like a sack of wheat.
That was interesting. I'm not.
And now they've called the enforcement. Oh, I don't know about that. There must have been something else out of the team right now. Let's see.
Yeah, that's an interesting sequence of plays. But you know, sometimes when a player goes down like that.
But we saw what happened with Hollingsworth giving the elbow to Laura Mackey. Obviously unintentional the other night, but you know, doing some serious damage and knocking her out of the tournament with that blow to the face. And maybe the referees are being
conscious of hard plays like that, maybe.
Puts up long one. EuroBasket with the rebound. Now Moss. Oh, beautiful pass. And Mazichenko almost held on to it too long and allowed Negubutoso to get in there to block it.
That was great defense, though. She came out from guarding Moss at the three-point line and was able to get a hand on that ball.
Interesting, Negubutoso hasn't gotten it going yet offensively, but some days it's your days. And one thing that always has to remain constant is that defense. Allison McNeil and Lisa Midas always focused, right?
Oh, yeah.
Inside.
We were definitely known more for our defense and our offensive skills. And really, defense can win you games. Of course, you have to be able to score, but defense can be the difference maker in a game.
Interesting that Krivocevic has all of a sudden become more assertive in there. I really think you got to applaud the coach, Svitek, how he manages his game. Krivocevic gets in. And now Moss. EuroBasket and fouled by Negubutoso. He has 2 fouls. Now that, Udovenko remains out of the game. And Vandersloot called for a hold. That was a good play by Moss.
So far, I think she's come out a little bit more in control compared to the last 2 games. In case she's only hit 1 shot, but
Alashchenko, another 2.
They just don't hesitate if they're open, eh?
Alashchenko helps. And now Simon for 3, missed pretty much everything, and Moss was there for the rebound. Overhead pass to EuroBasket. And they dump it down low with the mismatch. Manashenko and puts it too hard off the glass. Vandersloot did a good job outside, but then she turns it over. A little bit of a mystery. Krivocevic is going to go back outside.
Yeah, I was just about to say she does a great job of bringing the ball up the court. You see her eyes scanning the fast break and what's going to be open. I think that was just a little bit miscommunication. Maybe she didn't really know who it was and thought they were going to fade out to the three-point line. But you do. As soon as she catches the ball and she starts pushing in transition, watch her eyes. She is scanning each side of the court.
Well, the intensity level is going to go up a little bit because Udovenko and Fekvernecki are back out there. Just come on. Moss. She tried to get it to Manashenko again with the mismatch. The right idea, but Manashenko couldn't quite get to it. At least I thought it was the right idea.
Yeah, I don't think that was a bad look. Just a little bit of they kind of made the eye contact, and I think Moss thought that's what she was looking for.
Moss picks up first. What was the impression that you got talking to Moss before we started the tournament?
Yeah, I just said, how are you feeling? What's it like being here? And she's like, I love it. These girls are great. I really want to do something for basketball in Ukraine, and it's an opportunity. So she seemed comfortable. We haven't really seen her game, what I think her level is really at. She's the kind of player who could just have this breakout game. And we mentioned in the last 2 games, she just seems a little timid, and some of her decision-making is off. Ill-advised fouls that then leads to her sitting on the bench. And we said, she's been dealing with turnovers. She's averaging about 5 turnovers a game, so she really needs to clean that part of her game up.
Well, she's doing better today, and there she gets a steal. Bloknakitska is checked into the game. She had been the first point guard off the bench. And now the dump to Manashenko again and again, coming from behind. It was Fekvernecki this time who got the block. So maybe Svitek was onto something the other day when he just wanted to talk about his defense.
Yeah, I think you see.
Oh, got stuff coming in the rim in the backboard.
You see both these teams are switching a lot, so there are mismatches, but it's hard because they're coming down and they're helping as soon as that mismatch does get, the ball does get entered to the mismatch. Sometimes as a player, you see the mismatch, but then you become too focused on it that you don't see what the help side defense is doing.
And the ball is out of bounds. Back over to Hungary. Over. Gets it to go to bounds.
I don't agree with that reach. I think, you know, her defense was in the right spot, but you didn't need that foul. And here you have Hatar rolling hard.
Oh, nice. Is out of bounds, but you know, I think increasingly Hatar's a weapon, and it's great to see Fekernecki working like that, trying to lob it to her.
And looking for her, and you know, like I said, her footwork is great, but she also has a nice soft touch. You know, wow. I think that was a rare miss for her. That's a big foul.
This is not Duragovazova's
quarter. Let's say quarter. You know, she had the unsportsmanlike foul. Now this, the post-up foul.
And what's interesting is that Svitek was able to get Sofia Varga in, who hasn't really played much, and to get the third foul. She's going to stay in there.
Yeah, I'm surprised she's going to stay in there with 3 fouls. They really need her for later in the game.
It also gets the rebound. Kivska brings it up. Rudenko not going to stop that.
What a great strong move, eh? You saw her catch the ball just inside the 3-point line. She's fast. She's deceivingly fast.
11 points already, 5 of 6. And Hatar on rebound. I mean, what a weapon Hatar can be if she just gets a little bit stronger, I think. She's how do you know, what is a player like her? What do you think? I mean, she's getting the weight room, or is it just a case of just keep working hard?
You know,
she's experienced.
she's only 22 years old. She is only going to get better, which is kind of the scary thing. She already has good moves. You can already tell she's athletic. She has decent footwork down low. She feels comfortable out there. And I think naturally she's going to become stronger just from playing, a little bit of strength work. I like her upside. I really like her upside. I mean, she can also almost dunk it without jumping, no? We mentioned she's 6'10".
Kivska. Oh, what a move from Rudenko. The spin. She's doing it all, folks.
She might be my new MVP candidate.
Wow. And now an over and back. Great defense by Yakupova, and Fekernecki unwittingly put her foot over the halfway court line. But watch this. Kivska says, here you go, Taisia Udorenka, go to work.
You know, that's the kind of move you see from a guard, not from your post player.
okei,
She's got
meikö meidän
13
kisä
points.
vitsi, meikällä on pissa,
13 points.
vielä on pääsis, mikä koreasi, shashia, a meikä miten
See the team leaders here. Bekvernecki has 8 for Hungary. And it'll be interesting to see how many rebounds Udodenko has.
Не получаем бурные, все пробивается. Без фола
5 rebounds, so 13 points, 5 rebounds. She's probably headed for another double-double today.
I think she is. It says she only has 1 offensive rebound, but that's a lie because it's not a lie. Statistically, that's what you get. But she's the one who has 2 offensive rebounding fouls called against her, that she drew, sorry. So really, these 3, you know, there's 4 team offensive rebounds, and 2 of those are hers. I just really like her game. I think every game that we've seen here by her, she has shown us more and more skill.
And the other thing is, with Udodenko, we talked about this earlier, when she's on the floor, the plus-minus is better for Ukraine. When she leaves the game, her team loses that edge.
They do, and it's not just offense, it's also on the defensive end.
Well, she is playing with confidence, taking the 3. Jakubova with the rebound. That's a bad one to give away for Hungary. Kiska! And those offensive rebounds are killers. There were 2 Hungarian players right there, just standing around, allowing the ball to fall.
And you know what? Ukraine wants it more. I keep going back to that. They just want it more.
13 second chance points for Ukraine is just 4 for Hungary. And now Sarkivska comes up with a steal. In it goes, Malashenko!
Oh!
The Ukraine train is back on track, folks. They are up by 12.
And they got back on track when who checked in?
Miss Udodenko.
She does everything for them. But Bekvernecki says, hey, I'm not going to go away.
Jesse and Udodenko, look at that, chasing into the corner. And now the ball thrown right into the hands of Jakubova. Good patience from Malashenko. Cross court to Naumenko, who's checked into the game. And it goes to Malashenko, she's got it. Shot clock winding down to 5, Jakubova. Perhaps bailed out there, going to take a difficult shot. And it looked to me like Varga, if she just played good D, it was going to be a hard enough play for Jakubova. But anyway, that was the break converted by Malashenko.
Yeah, you thought that was good defense that sort of forced Jakubova into a tough shot. And then I guess she just got her hand involved on the play.
Gosh, there's so many people supporting Ukraine. I mean, that's just it. Just had a guy come up past me and says, I'm supporting Ukraine. They're just winning over the neutral fans.
But they're exciting. They're the way that they play. It's exciting, it's scrappy, it's gritty, they're aggressive. They're just fun to watch. And what do we have?
Malashenko follows up and gets. Bailey complains that she came over the back, but
you got to do a better job of boxing out. She had the better position to box out, and you got to push them back. You know they're offensive rebounders, so you got to get down and you got to push them out.
Malashenko's picked it up a notch today, and that's a good sign for Ukraine. And she has real star quality. She's coming off an injury. You know, this could be a dark horse. You know, people talked about it before the tournament that maybe they could be a dark horse. And they're kind of evolving.
But then, you know, they put in their final roster and they were missing some key pieces from the qualifiers. So people, I think, sort of wrote them off after that. But now after watching them.
Bekvernecki, their shot all of a sudden short, and surprise, surprise, Udodenko comes down with a rebound.
You know, if they make it to the quarterfinals, I think whoever they play is gonna be worried.
Yeah.
They're not an easy team to get through, that's for sure.
Well, if you look at Sarkivska, short, Malashenko gets the offensive rebound and Rurtley puts it off with the shot clock winding down. And the lead has ballooned. 17 points.
You know, they've already given up 10 offensive rebounds. And we talk about this. Everyone knew that the Ukraine, after these two previous games, that they're offensive rebounding team.
So 47-30, the halftime score. The last basket to give away right before the break. What a dagger. And Ukraine 14 of 26 inside the arc. They've got a three-point threat going. They're respectable at the free throw line, 4-6, and once again the rebounding for them is killing Hungary.
That's been the difference. That and three-point shooting.
And 4 steals. 4 steals for Ukraine. Just 1 for Hungary. A lot of work to do for Stefan Svitek as he goes to the changing room. It's Ukraine on top and closing in on second place in the group. Stick around for second half action. We'll be right back. 47-30 is the halftime lead for Ukraine over Hungary, and well, it's been more of the same for Ukraine. I mean, one thing we haven't been missing from them at all in this entire tournament has been effort. And it's that effort that is making them into a serious contender to get to the quarterfinals, and who knows, maybe even the semifinals. Maybe this is a team that will challenge for a medal. They certainly look like they're focused, concentrated, full of self-confidence. They're executing, playing great defense, and I don't know, you'd have to say Shona, the coach, must be feeling pretty good right now about his team.
Yeah, you know, I imagine he's pretty happy about their performance so far. I'm sure that he talked about, listen, when Udodenko is on the bench, you guys need to step up. We need to be able to give her some rest minutes. So the other 5 on the court without her, you guys got to pull through, because you saw Hungary make a little bit of a comeback start of the second when he was trying to give Udodenko some rest time. And so I'm sure that's something that he's talked to his team about, but how could you not be happy with their performance so far? You know, you look at statistically, points off turnovers, they're beating Hungary 4-13. You look at points in the paint, they're winning that by 4 with 20 points in the paint. Second chance points, 14. So how big are those rebounds that they already have on the offensive end? You know, 9 offensive rebounds. If I were Hungary, I'm going into the locker room saying, guys, it starts with defense. We need to pick up our defense, and part of defense is defensive rebounding, because they're best when they defensive rebound and then push it down the court. You know, you saw that early in the game when they were sticking around. They had a good defensive session, and then they ran down the court and had a good offensive take. So it starts with defense for Hungary, and I'm sure that was their halftime talk.
Defense and rebounding, limiting those second opportunities and sometimes third opportunities by this impressive Ukraine team. Interestingly, it's not necessarily a team that, you know, you can't out-rebound, because Spain out-rebounded them. The effort was there for Ukraine that day. They just could not get the ball like they had the previous night against the Czechs, and certainly as they are against Hungary so far. Vandersloot, oh, nice read by her immediately, and almost caught Udodenko by surprise there.
Yeah, I think she didn't expect her to be aggressive and take it all by herself. Oh, but
quick pass by Moss. And Udodenko again, offensive rebound, and Begrenecki comes down with it and draws the foul. And you kind of feel for Moss, because she could not have made a better pass that Malashenko didn't convert into a layup.
yeah, you know, and we're saying that Moss needs to step up, Moss needs to be a leader, she needs to limit her turnovers, get her teammates more involved, and then that happens.
Yeah, she hasn't. See how she does on the defensive end here as Hungary try to claw their way back. Begrenecki. Boydoso back to Vandersloot. And this time Malashenko got a hand on the ball as Vandersloot got into the lane. Yagapova brings a little bit of rain with that 3 attempt.
You know, and that's another offensive rebound.
They keep it. That'll be the first thing that Swiatek talks about after the game. Moss, not a little confident on that shot. I think she's starting to turn it around a little bit.
Yeah, you notice on defense she's kind of getting up. She was trying to deny there. Maybe she's feeling a little bit more comfortable.
Roxanyi, three-pointer, and again is bad a stretch that Hungary have endured, in falling behind by 17 points. They can quickly get back to the game if they get some stops. Udodenko for 3. And Moss with the offensive rebound and put back. Oh, he missed it. And Hungary's out of bounds. And again, how in the world did not get that rebound if you're Hungary?
And you know that's what they talked about at halftime, so you wonder, it's just effort.
Moss must think there's a lid on the basket. That's not the first time that's happened. Udodenko, well, there you go.
And when you need 2 points, who do you go to?
You go to Udodenko. Call 199 Udodenko.
you know, like you said, that's not the first time we have thought the ball has been halfway down the net and popped out. It's happened for every team almost. There's some tough rims in here.
Almost something at an amusement park. Extra tough to make the basket. Fegranecki drives in, banks it in.
That was a great move. She was patient. She saw that she had a mismatch.
They can't trade baskets, though. Got to get some stops. Got to get some rebounds. Come on, Hungary. Rubicevic. And a long one. Go! And Olkovic joins the three-point shooting parade. And now Vandersloot dribbles it off her leg, is able to get it back, and she's called for travel. He says she was pushed. Watch this. Well, this looks like Sanyi's three. We did see Ukraine struggle to put the Czechs away.
Oh.
And again, Moss makes the perfect pass, and Malashenko missed. They both missed shots from there now. Malashenko's missed a couple.
To her credit, Moss does have 3 assists already, but I think she should be at about 6 assists.
Actually, that was not in her pass. Udodenko drives in, and she is tied up by Fegranecki. Right idea. Olkovic, another
From downtown. She says, I hit my first, why not my second? Distance does not matter.
He's the one that likes that Ukrainian rap music. Oh, nice reach by Udodenko. Ball is up with Budoso, and Budoso hits the double. That was a 2. So Ukraine's lead, its biggest at 18 points. Now it's back to 16. Yagapova and Udodenko, another offensive rebound and a layup. Incredible. Well, we've said it so much, we just don't need to say it anymore.
People are going to start to get sick of us. Okay, guys, we get it. You like Udodenko.
Fegranecki right at the line. Moss dribbles the ball up the floor, head up, looks to make the pass. Yagapova comes out, and Roxanyi chases it down. Now Vandersloot, and again Moss has it. Now she might take it all the way here. It's one-on-one time. Pulls up, puts it up, and misses. Probably the worst play that we've seen from her today.
Yeah, you know, I know she saw it was one-on-one and thought maybe she could draw the foul, but I think in that kind of a situation, she should just pull it out, run an offense, get it to your scores.
Bordoso for 3. Olkovic. So those were daggers by Olkovic, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Back-to-back, 3-pointers. Yagapova drives in. And there's a foul called.
It seems like Hungary is just not clicking on all levels.
Which is odd because they were clicking.
They really
big
were.
time against the Czechs.
Or Ukraine is that good, and we're not giving them enough credit.
Yeah. It's probably the latter, because they did the same thing against the Czechs. Jesse, although they did have that 4-point third quarter, and the Czechs got the whiff of a comeback. So far, we're not seeing it from Hungary. Lixai misses, but a rare offensive rebound for Hungary, and a foul called on Ukraine.
And Ukraine already have 6 offensive rebounds in this quarter, and there's still 4.5 minutes left. If Hungary want to make any type of a comeback, that's something that they really need to limit.
Oh, nice play, the bounce pass, and Medziesi puts it up and in. I think Rudenko needs a breather. He's slow going up the court. Moss again, alley-oop pass. Oh, we almost saw the first.
She had made that. That would have been on the highlight reel tonight.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Can't be turning the ball over when you're trailing by 16.
We've questioned a couple of Moss's takes in this game, but I think she's a different player than we've seen in the previous 2 games. Her confidence, her ability, I think, is starting to show.
Ooh, that was an elbow. She raised her elbow and kind of turned into
Simone.
Simone, yeah.
You don't want to lose her if you're hungry. I'm actually kind of surprised that they didn't call an unsportsmanlike on that.
Yeah.
Because it's similar to what Hollingsworth did. We saw the unsportsmanlike earlier in the game, which was not much of a foul. Well, at least she's okay. I mean, she's staying out there.
Certainly, she didn't think she had done anything wrong. The video suggested otherwise. No, that was a good hard play by Moss. Reaching in, knocking it off. She thinks it should be their ball.
Well, I guess you're the ref, so we got to go with what you say.
Offensive foul. We've seen it so many times. The moving screen, and the French referee doesn't want to hear it from Budoso. Interesting that on the stat sheet, her name is spelled Buj, B-U-J, D-O-S-O, but on the jersey it's different. There's no J. There's a funny D there. Oh, that's why. Anyway, Kolvik, another three-pointer.
You know, she only played three minutes in the first half, and she got the start here in the 3rd quarter, and she's giving coach a reason to leave her out there.
Well, she was solid in the first game against the Czechs. She had some good minutes. And here she is again doing the job today. As they open up their biggest lead of the game, 19 points. Budoso and the Czech fans that are watching right now must be thinking, why didn't she hit this? And boy, there was an aggressive push-off from Budoso on number 8, Horobets, who was the Ukrainian who fouled with her elbow. So the shot on Simon hasn't gone unnoticed by Budoso. Budoso has gone out of the game. Masachenko comes out onto the court, and Rudenko takes a breather. Well, Jessie did a good job of getting there. She just missed a shot.
Hungarian coach here is opting to put some younger players in to give them a little bit of experience, realizing that this game is maybe starting to get a little bit out of reach. Well, that was an easy shot. She needs to make that. Or maybe he thinks, you know what, we need to do anything and give, maybe these young kids can give them a boost. All right.
Well, Simon hits the three-pointer, and yeah, Dubé has come into the game. Number 41 is the player you're talking about. And Dubé, as you look at another three-pointer. Boy, they are just popping them from long range tonight.
They really are.
Agapova. He's now got 3. So Dubé is 20 years of age. She's the youngest player. Now,
and Simone just gets picked.
And she,
I thought she almost dunked it.
Yeah, I thought she was going up for the slammaroo, but that's the slamova for the Slovak Republic. Anyway, Agapova, she gets her points, doesn't she? 14. And
she really does. If you don't know a lot about women's basketball and you think it's not exciting, just come and watch this Ukraine team play. We've seen moves tonight that I think just shows how much women's basketball is now taking it to the next level. It's exciting, it's fun to watch, it's skilled, people can shoot. They're more athletic, you know, they're playing higher than they've ever played before. And, you know, I bet you we have women in this tournament who can dunk the ball.
Well, as you look at the scoring, Rudenenko has 17. Moss, who we were talking about, is leading the way now in rebounds with 8. So she is bringing it a little bit more today. Kind of disappointing to see Hungary fade the way they have. I really thought there was a little more fight in them, and they just have been taken out of their game. And that was Simon, who just lost the ball. I mean, just Agapova just took it away. And right about here, you thought, is she going to try to dunk it?
You know, well, her hand was above the rim.
Yeah, she could try.
Look, effortless.
This is talking to now Miko to her left. Now Miko doesn't look too happy. I wonder why. They're up 22. Dubé brings it up. There's Jesse. And it goes. And much better that time from Zella. 9 points.
But you know, even if Hungary don't end up coming back in this game, you need to see a little bit more fight out of them.
Quarterbet for 3. No, that was a 2.
You know, they have a big game tomorrow. You don't want to be going into your game tomorrow, your must-win game tomorrow, thinking about this game.
Nice
beautiful pass.
Yeah. Zella rather has 11 points. You get the feeling watching quarterbets that she is really pumped up to be out there. She wants to be a part of this.
Get herself in the rotation a little bit more.
I mean, she had the elbow incident, but she's already just stroked that long jumper. Here's Mazinchenko. Mazinchenko's missed, and now Shimon pulls up, and Moss with another rebound. She'll have double digits by the time this is over. So the final shot of the third quarter, Ukraine in command, up 20. Would be surprised to see her just.
I'm not sure if Moss knows the shot clock.
And good hands from Shimon. Takes it away. So from a scoring standpoint, it's not working for Moss, but everything else seems to be okay for Ukraine. They're on top 67-47. 10 minutes remaining.
And you know, Hungary's shooting a good percentage from 2.
That's a strange one. it's been vintage Ukraine so far here today against Hungary with 10 minutes remaining. I mean, they've gotten us excited. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you like to see new teams emerge, and there have been some new teams emerging. Hungary had been a team that was emerging, but they seem to be regressing today. Belgium, they've won their first couple of games at the EuroBasket Women, and they were having a tough one at last check against Latvia, so they might rock. And you know, there seems to be no sure thing. Everybody was wondering, well, what about Montenegro and Russia? I mean, Montenegro have struggled. They lost a heartbreaker against Belgium at the beginning of the tournament. Then they were on the receiving end of big defeat in their last game to Latvia.
It's the beauty of sport. Can never really call it.
So Bernadette Hattar comes in and has the shot blocked. Hard to believe that Bernadette Hattar could ever have a shot blocked. Here's Sarkivska. She was fouled by Medjiesi. Sarkivska. Back to Maznichenko. And then Maznichenko traveled, trying to do too much. Doesn't have quite the same moves as Kudenko. 9.5 minutes remaining. There's plenty of time for Hungary if they could go out and start making some shots and perhaps try to lull Ukraine to sleep. Shimon, what great defense from Olkovic. All ball.
But you know, like we said, since the second half, needs to start with defense. They need to get a stop here.
Well, that's Medjiesi that reached around. Now there's a break, and a good pass from Medjiesi to Simon.
Oh, shouldn't have picked up her dribble there.
Good catch from Hattar. Zella drives in.
It's just not falling. But like we talked about, Hungary needs to finish this game strong.
Well, the three-point attempt from Dorga Batova. And the young 20-year-old gets the rebound. Dubé. She's got it. Now's a chance for one of these players to, especially Dubé, I guess, and Medjiesi and Zella to kind of be a candidate for more playing time for Hungary. Just surprised to see a little bit of a lack of execution from Hungary, although you remarked at the last break, as you see Raksani coming in, they've actually shot a decent percentage inside the arc.
It's been their defense from the get-go. I think they've allowed Ukraine to do exactly what they want on the offensive end, and they've been punished for it.
And now, steal, on break, and going all the way in. But Dubé can't make the shot. Could have been a three-point play. So Vlasarkivska gets the foul. Nice release from the youngster.
Well, I think, like you said, this is a great opportunity for some of those younger players to show what they can do at this level, maybe get themselves in the rotation a little bit more moving forward from here. You know, Hungary, they're going to have a big game tomorrow. Someone steps up and plays well for them here, they'll get some playing time tomorrow.
Well, turnover into the hands of Medjiesi. Well, the coach is always going to use, you know, he will analyze the 40 minutes, or she will analyze the 40 minutes. See, you know.
Absolutely, and you know, coaches, even though they have games tomorrow, they go back and they're going to watch this game and see where you can improve, and then you start talking about the team that you're going to play next. So the coach's job, it's tough. You know, they're almost analyzing 2 games every night after the games that have been played.
Nice drive. Doesn't finish though, Rapsani. And Latsevska, now she's hands it off. And Dorogobazova, boy, she was going hard to the hole, and that's kind of emblematic of how they do things, isn't it? And they've got several players that just go for it.
Maybe they're not the prettiest moves. They don't really look the most athletic, but they just go so hard. They go so hard to the, another one. Oh. They just go so hard to the offensive glass. Everything they do is aggressive. And it's hard to take a team out of that mentality that they already have.
It looks like the starters for Ukraine might sit out the rest of this one. There's Medjesi, drives in off the glass. So we'll have the qualification for the quarterfinals tomorrow. And we know that these 2 teams will be there. What we don't know is who they're going to play. Will they be playing Italy? Will they be playing the Slovak Republic? See how this result finishes. This will be Ukraine most likely will take on the loser of that game. They play later. Quarterback goes behind the back. Pulls up. No hesitation. I mean, okay, she missed it, but she's positive to me.
She is positive.
Now she hustles down, and Hatar, and that's what you got to do. You got to catch it, and you got to make it. And you go to the line for the 3-point play.
Especially from your big, you know, when they kind of fumble the ball and don't go hard, you get mad at them. But there was no, you know, that was a foul earlier, even before the shot, and she was still able to catch it, gather herself, and finish.
Now this is interesting. She makes this. That lead is cut to 13. And at what point does the Ukraine coach say, "Hey, okay, I'm gonna make some substitutions"? He's looking at the scoreboard right now.
He is, and then he knows, oh, my team plays tomorrow. I need them to be rested, but you can't let this one get away from you either. Anything can happen in basketball.
Yeah, he's got the hand on the head right now. He's thinking.
I don't know if we have any NBA fans listening to us, but remember Reggie Miller and what he's done at the end of the games?
That's right, and the turnover, Matvinchenko just had it taken away, and now, suddenly, Medjesi goes in for a potential 3-point play, and it's like Hungary have risen from the dead.
They really have, and this is with their 2nd string.
And that was just Matvinchenko being sloppy.
Yeah.
She has not played well since she came in.
No, she hasn't. I don't know if they're just playing a little too relaxed because they do have the lead. But Hungary is back in this game. And there's a lot of time left. A couple of threes, and it's a completely different game.
Bob's your uncle. They haven't scored since 103 remained in the 3rd quarter, so they have gone over 5 minutes without a basket.
That's not a good sign, and we talked about this. Ukraine needs people to be able to step up and play for them when you have Agapov on the bench, when you have Yudenko on the bench, because guess what? They can't play 40 minutes a game at the level that you need them to play. So right now, if I'm a little bit upset if I'm coach, or I'm even upset if some of my teammates saying, hey guys, you can't let it off right now.
Look at that, and the steals now. You know, you see Hungary with a 5. They were being dominated in that department.
And, you know, coach isn't taking too many risks. You see Moss coming back in. Basically, you see the starting 5 coming back in. He says, okay, I've had enough. And that starting 5, I think, thought they were going to be able to relax the rest of the day.
Medjesi doesn't convert it. Boy, they could have used that free throw. dump, and boy, does that just change the complexion of the game to have Budadenko in there. To be able to get her the ball, and you know she's just going to go to work.
I know, and she does a great job of realizing that they switched on the screen, and then she seals. She reverse sealed, knowing that she couldn't get the direct pass, but the pass was going to go high, and then you have a great high-low look.
Moss has it. I think Moss would probably like to keep playing, to be honest. Play her way into rhythm. Well, it's the long three-pointer from Doroga Masova. Just like that. Put a few more players back on the court, and everything changes, you know. And also, Medjesi missed that free throw, which is crucial.
Your first offensive possession after being on the bench for a while, what do? Knock down a three.
Good defense that time from Bordoso. Not often we see her get denied.
You know, we talk about Igapova and how strong she is offensively, especially one-on-one. She's one of the best one-on-one offensive players there is, but she's also incredibly unselfish. You know, I feel like there she's standing just wanting to play for her teammates when she could probably take it.
And a three-pointer, and you know what?
My MVP.
She needs to be in the MVP in the chatter right now. There's a long way to go.
There is a long way to go, but
an even more important game. But she has certainly raised eyebrows. Hatar misses. Hatar with the jump shot.
Even her shot, for her age and her height, she's definitely had someone who's worked on her technique.
Okay, so Hungary haven't given up the ghost yet, but they had it down to 11 when Medjesi was at the line to get it to 10. And you just get the feeling that this Ukraine team just is able just to turn it up a notch whenever they want to. Bordoso hits both free throws. Now quickly up ahead,
and
Malachenko.
Off
Nice.
of a free throw, Hungary do not get back.
Yeah, they just have shot themselves in the foot today.
They really have. That's one of those plays where coach just probably shakes his head. It's one of those, you know, you never want to disappoint your coach, but something like that disappoints them.
Well, Ukraine not giving up anything, fouling the jump shooter. You know, a coach is hot under the collar, and he's got to move on to the next play, but he will probably, if they watch the game video, he'll probably get pretty upset when he watches that morning.
Yeah, that's one of those where they're almost lucky they have a game tomorrow, because I'm not sure what their practice would have looked like if they had the day off.
Their free throw's good. They're still within striking distance if they can just turn on the style here a little bit. Play some D. They've had all game to against this group on the floor, and they just haven't been able to compete with them at this end of the floor, really, quite frankly.
They really haven't, and they haven't shot the three well either. You know, they're only 2 for 11 in this game, and it's tough to come back if you're not making your threes. You know what, that being said, we've seen them hit threes 2 days ago against the Czech team, so they can.
By the way, on that, watching the highlight of them beating them down the court, that was a nice pass by Yagapova. And now she goes to the line and makes both free throws. Takes it back to 15, and we're under 4 minutes. So really the clock is the enemy now for this Hungarian team, as well as Ukraine. Bordoso gets swatted by Malachenko. Now Moss to Yagapova. Udodenko catches it and just goes up like the MVP she is. She's incredible.
Might let us start chanting MVP yet?
Deborah Dubai has it. Turns it over. And Moss hands it back off to Yagapova. Maybe the coach can put the other players back in. Malashenko, go! And just like that, the lead balloons to 19 points, 81-62.
You know you have a good starting five when that's what happens.
I think the coach has a good 7-player rotation, you think?
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. And especially with seeing Moss perform a little better today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think they're vulnerable bringing the ball up the floor. If you look at Zella with 11 points, Beck-Vernecki with 10, they're leading Hungary. I mean, I think if you wanted to really get after Hungary and press them, you could. You could cause some havoc.
And we haven't seen Beck-Vernecki much in the second half. So maybe that's a sign, you know, one of the older players on the team, you're veteran, okay, you know what, I'm going to rest you because we need you to play like you have been in these previous 2 games.
Yeah. But Udodenko, she was leading the scoring with 22 points. Malashenko also has 17 now, Yagapova 16. But this is the player right here, look at this. And Udodenko, in case you're wondering, is not that old, she's only 28.
She's got quite a few more quality years in her.
If there were general managers, presumably, at this EuroBasket Women,
which there are,
you would think they would be foolhardy not to make an attempt to get her on the book.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she already has a contract, but
maybe
this performance is going to up her salary in the coming years.
Maybe even make a bid to get her.
Yeah, true. Talk about trying to buy her out.
Yeah. You know there are clubs that like to do that. Well, the turnover gives it back. And again, I mean, if she plays this far in the Czech Republic, maybe she should stay here. Udodenko now out of the game. And Vandersley goes in, draws the foul from Moss. Moss has 4 fouls. Still not quite all the way there yet, but getting better. Moss. Vandersley makes the first free throw.
You know, we talk about Ukraine and how well they're playing, and we're talking about the woes of Moss. Imagine if she started playing at the level she's capable of, and again,
well, that one didn't go according to plan. Udodenko actually plays in the Czech Republic. I was just double checking that. Yeah, with Basketball Nymburk. So before that, she had played with Maccabi Ginat in Israel, and she had also spent some time in Ukraine, obviously. And also, she once played for Tarbes in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, I played against her this year at in Euro Cup as well, here in the Czech.
Was she that good?
She was good, but no. You know, it's different though. How you play with your national team, how you play with your club team. She didn't look as comfortable because you would see her make a play, and you know, you'd say, "Oh wow, that was a great score," and then they wouldn't really go back to her. So I think her role was a little different on the club team. But you know what? I think her role is going to be a lot more important no matter where she is after this summer.
Well, that was another impressive move from Hatar, the youngster. Years of age, Hatar. And now the turnover. Vandersloo for 3. We didn't really see the firepower from the Czechs today that we had seen from those three players.
Yeah, you know, from the opening tip, it just seemed as though they were out of sorts. Things were not going their way early.
Harper got in there, disrupted it. Vandersloot left his feet, almost turned it over. And Varga goes baseline, puts it up and in.
And that's the kind of aggressive play that Hungary haven't done on a consistent basis. I think the score would be much different if we saw those kind of hard, aggressive takes.
Yagapova bumped and she gets along the line there. That dart goes out, but I'll show you what she did here with that shot. Harper has the ball in the basket today. She's got 10 points. And she's only got 3 rebounds. You would hope that number would go up.
Yeah, for someone her size, you need her to rebound more consistently.
Dubé has the ball stolen by Yagapova, who just goes in. Misses the layup, though. It's funny that Yagapova would miss that shot, and yet she's able to make so many incredible shots.
So the easy ones, apparently, or, you know, easy for the rest of us, are difficult for her. Or she just likes to make things more difficult and works on those shots. Who knows?
She plays in France. Is she a big star?
Yeah, she's a leader. You know, this year she played at Villeneuve d'Ascq, their EuroLeague team. They won the French league, so she's a part of a team that, and it was Villeneuve d'Ascq's first title. You know, typically you think of France, Bourges, Montpellier, those clubs.
And did you have to guard her?
I don't think I would ever start on her. Thankfully.
You'd have to help out, maybe?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Switched.
I'm sure there might be a couple highlight reels for her when I was guarding her.
So the ball goes into the corner.
Yeah, she averaged over 14 points a game in EuroLeague for Villeneuve this year, so she's a player on any team that she goes to.
Here she is, trying to make the bounce pass to Maznichenko. Dubé has it. Oh, nice pass from Dubé up to Zella. That doesn't go unnoticed by the coach. They just need to have that sustained effort.
Yeah, they really do. And, you know, that's something they're going to talk about today. They have a long recovery time till the games tomorrow, so.
Do you think it's a physicality issue with Hungary, much like it is with Slovakia? Or do you think it's more of an effort issue today?
Today, I was more concerned about the lack of effort that I saw.
Right.
It was a little uncharacteristic from the previous 2 games we've seen from them. Yeah, so I don't. It should have been a tighter game. I'm not sure, you know, they let things get out of hand, and they couldn't. You know, you saw great plays by them, but they couldn't make a stop. When they needed it, they could not get a stop.
What do you think? Look at that. What do you think about the, as we watch the end of the game here? So it's going to finish 84-72. Ukraine, they've won, but they can't take their foot off the pedal, can they?
No.
They could very easily lay an egg tomorrow.
Yes,
they have to be careful.
Exactly. And I think this Ukraine team has played very well in the first 2 games. First 3 games. You know, they had that horrible 4-point quarter. But other than that, I think they've been very consistent. So if you have a 4-point quarter in a knockout game, which is what we're going to see tomorrow, that could change things very quickly for you. So Ukraine looks great. You know, Udodenka is my MVP.
Well, a decisive win for Ukraine, as you can see. 84-72. Actually, it was probably even more decisive than that, but the rebounds, 49-32. It's a little deceiving, the steals, because when they took control, they really were just all over Hungary.
And, you look at those stats, and Hungary don't have horrible stats.
No. That's why you can never understand what really happened in the game just by looking at the stats.
I think if you just look at stats and you see a game like this and you wonder why Ukraine won handedly, you have to think it must have been the defense. And that was the case here today. If I'm going home and I'm coach and I'm looking at stats, I'm going, wow, we cannot let them shoot 11 for 28 from the three-point line. It's impossible to win. And you also can't give up 18 offensive rebounds. The basketball game does not work like that. So I think the things for the Hungary team to look at the rest of the day, they're fixable. They are very fixable. You have to dig down and play defense, and it's possible for them to do that. So they have a long time to prepare for tomorrow's game. That's the advantage of playing this 12:30 game. And, their coach is going to be watching this game film and analyzing it and figuring out what they can do better for tomorrow. You see Ukraine's going around the gym here, high-fiving all their fans. They have a lot of fans today. Look at people running down to try and get a high five.
Right. But I think as we watch the highlights in Hungary and Ukraine, I think Ukraine's, this is part of the challenge for them now. I mean, we know they're good. We know they've got the ability. But in a tournament, you've got to bring it every day. Now, you maybe have the luxury of losing to Spain 2 days ago.
Yeah.
But from now on, you've got to win out. If you don't win out, it's over. So it can go south very quickly if you're not prepared. And that probably is the big challenge now for the coach more than anything, is to make sure all of his, because I wasn't convinced that all of his players were, especially those players coming off the bench, were 100% there today.
And to move on in this tournament, you actually need your bench. You need all 12 people stepping up and performing. You see Ukraine are still celebrating.
They don't want to leave the court.
They do not want to leave the court. Maybe they'll be celebrating the rest of the day before they start preparing for tomorrow's game. But this is where we're going to see if they really are capable of this level and continuing, and I think we're going to see that tomorrow in the game. If they are as good as we think they are, they'll play well again tomorrow.
Well, it'll be either Slovakia or Italy for them, and then they'll be hoping to win that one and move all the way on into Prague. But that'll be a tough game regardless. You don't build up for an entire summer any of these teams to go meekly from the quarter or from the next round. You want to get, you better bring it every game, or else you could risk getting beaten. So 84-72 was the final once again, and leading the way for Ukraine from the scoring standpoint. Taisia Uzidenko with 22 points. She also had 9 rebounds, and in fact that was Deandra Moss who's had her struggles, but she had a game-high 10 rebounds to go with her 2 points. She was still only 1 of 7 from the floor. And 17 points apiece for Yagapova and Malashenko. You've been watching the EuroBasket Women. A lot more coming your way today. Be sure to tune in. Thanks for watching.